Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? Grab your coffee, maybe a snack or two, and let's get into it. So we're going to be talking about some facts today, okay? And the first one is this. A staggering landslide has caused the partial collapse of the Birch Glacier in Switzerland. And it has flattened the village of Blatten. And Blatten is Blatten. Thankfully, the place was evacuated prior to this threat being realized. So sad. So sad for the people of that village. Wow. Just the footage alone is enough to make you just send chills down your spine. I mean, my gosh. The next thing that we're going to be talking about is this. Some evidence here, okay, of the eastward shift of Tornado Alley. Now, I had talked about something similar to this the other day. Between April and June is typically the time of like peak activity, if you will. Like, you know how like we have between June 1st and November 31st is hurricane season. Okay, so they have a peak activity of between April and June for tornadoes. Okay, so as you can see, the eastward shift, okay, in these pictures. Now, Haribo, okay, they're the ones that make gummy bears and whatnot. They have announced a major recall in their gummy bears due to a potential contamination of the devil's lettuce. Now, samples were taken, and it was found in them. They said, do not eat the sweets. Now, I know some of y'all will run out and buy these yummy gummies simply because of the devil's lettuce. But please be aware, I don't want the little nuggets to get their hands on this stuff. Okay, so put them in the cabinets above the refrigerator. Okay, unless your children are like my grandchildren and are very smart and can build sophisticated ladders to get to the cabinets above the refrigerator. So now, this picture here of 45 and Elon, right on. There are rumors that are spreading about right now about Elon. I don't know if you've heard about them, but here's a fun fact for you. 45 gave out 2.4 billion in loans to EV companies, including 465 billion to Tesla. While every one of them folded, they filed bankruptcy and robbed the taxpayer of this money. And Elon paid back the 465 government loan early, including 20 million in interest payments. But there are rumors spreading about, like I said, right now, of Elon and his you just don't know what to believe anymore, okay? And I'm just going to say that, and I'm going to leave it at that. But apparently, allegedly, and I use that word allegedly because I'm not there. I do not know them. I do not know Elon, okay? But allegedly, there is a substance use rumor going around. Whether it is true or not, I do not know. And I'm not going to assume. And I'm not going to say, yes, I know. No. Okay? So, let's leave it at that, shall we? Before I go, here's some really awesome videos that was sent in by you guys, okay? You guys stay safe. You stay positive. You keep prepping. And as always, fear less. And God bless. Ciao.
We've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle, fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region is dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is.
Apple just announced that in their next upgrade coming this fall that they're going to actually put ChatGPT on every iPhone to collect and analyze all the data of yours that's flowing through an iPhone if you're using it. We did a side-by-side test between our phone and Google and Apple's. The Google and Apple phones seem to wake up between 2 and 3 at night, and they have this huge, like a 50 megabyte data dump that's sent out from the phone every night, sending off your preferences, everything you've done that day. Average kid in America, by the time they reach the age of 13, has had 72 million data points collected on them by big tech.
Wow.
Using that advertising ID.
Wow.
Each Google or Apple phone has like a 32-digit advertising ID. It's a code. Someone could call it the mark of the beast that follows that device around everywhere. And that's how the tech companies track where that device goes to figure out proximity for advertising, sales, and who you're interacting with in your schedule. So again, we did Unplugged as a way for people to still communicate in the world, but not be giving off all their digital data to big tech, to people that really don't like them. Some people are sheep and they want to live like sheep and be treated like sheep. And not everyone is a sheep.
Crazy. It started on Saturday with a worship event in Cal Anderson Park, and that event has, of course, been labeled by the media as some sort of anti-LGBT type rally, and it wasn't. That event offered free haircuts to kids, free bike giveaways, free groceries for the community, free prayer for people who were in need of it, and then it also incorporated a worship element at the end of that outreach, and that was when we were swarmed by hundreds of Antifa militants. And I'll only correct one thing in the reporting of your story. They weren't throwing water balloons. They were throwing water balloons filled with urine at Christians who stood in the park and were assaulted for the high crime of worshiping Jesus in a public space. So that happened on Saturday, and then the mayor followed it up. An hour after that event ended, police officers were hospitalized, good church people were injured. He followed that up with a press statement blaming the church for the violence and saying that we are advocating values that are antithetical to Seattle's values.
The severe weather threat for millions, the dangerous storms from the Carolinas there right up into the Northeast. And this right here is the tornado watch, D.C. up through New Jersey and Pennsylvania. The system then moves into New York. These storms have already been deadly. A confirmed EF2 tornado slamming Kentucky with 115-mile-an-hour winds, killing one person and destroying homes there. Whipping rain and damaging winds in St. Cloud, Florida. In Georgia, a couple driving on I-75 when a tornado crosses the interstate right in front of them.
Tonight, nearly 45 million on alert for powerful storms targeting the East Coast after a deadly 24 hours left a trail of destruction in the heartland. Southeast of Louisville, a confirmed EF2 tornado with 115-mile-an-hour winds tearing up this neighborhood. This SUV flipped on top of a flattened home.
A small area was hit, but it was devastating.
Authorities in Washington County, Kentucky say at least one person was killed here and 14 more hurt, including a 3-year-old child. Outside Jacksonville, Florida, Thursday, multiple cameras catching a tornado crossing St. John's Highway.
Is that a tornado?
Yep.
While south of Atlanta,
don't move.
Rachel Peters recording in the passenger seat as they nearly drive right into a tornado crossing Interstate 75. Homes in this Henry County neighborhood leveled. Families that rode it out say they could feel the walls shake.
I ran for the closet and took cover. I got on my hands and knees, covered my head, and just started praying.
I survived the tornado. My son, he survived.
Trey Cheney says he and his 18-year-old son Malachi were sucked out of their home.
In a split second, my house is gone. I just got out the hospital. I got this bruise on my head.
Cheney, an actor who once starred on HBO's The Wire, says Malachi has broken ribs and a broken bone in his face.